Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and Jesus Christ, the Golden Globes continuously make jokes of themselves, even though I thought at this point they were done making jokes of themselves. Shame on me, I guess. In case you don't know, yesterday a news article came out, which, first of all, sorry I didn't make a video on this yesterday. I was kind of busy with work and I was trying to relax after work. Like, this article came out where apparently 2 new categories will be introduced to the Golden Globes in this year's or next year's ceremony, where one of those categories is Best Performance in Stand-Up on Television. I'm not really too crazy about this award, but I guess the Emmys have that category, so I honestly don't really care, and honestly I'm a little bit worried that this is only going to give Dave Chappelle some Golden Globes, and oh no. But also, apparently, there is a new category that made me go, oh no, please don't do that. And that is Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement. You're probably wondering, what in the world is that category? That was my question too. And I'm reading this off of Next Best Picture, where apparently in this category there's going to be 8 nominees. Jesus Christ, overkill much? It says the 8 potential nominees for the Cinematic and Box Office Achievement Golden Globe must meet specific criteria to be eligible for this category. Films are eligible if they grossed $150 million at the box office, and $100 million of these earnings must come from the U.S. domestic box office. If the film is released after November 22nd up until the end of the year, it may be eligible based on projected performance at the box office or streaming. What? If you are an Oscar junkie like me, then you probably remember when the Oscars tried to do a very similar thing back in 2018, where they tried to introduce Best Popular Film, where it was basically just going to be a category for popular films, and the rules were very vague. Admittedly, these rules are more clear than what the Oscars tried to give, but the backlash was so strong because it was obviously done to try to keep Black Panther away from Best Picture. And look, I'm not saying I would nominate Black Panther for Best Picture. I think it's great. I don't think it's one of the top 10 best films of 2018, but it was a very clear sign that the Academy did not want a big superhero movie in Best Picture. So they tried to introduce this thing called Best Popular Film. Everyone struck that down. Not only social media, but like so many people in the industry went down on this, saying, no, you better not do this. Like, this is the most insulting thing you could ever do. I am someone, you know, who does really love genre stuff. And I do think there are lots of really great blockbusters out there. I, for one, am someone who says that comic book movies are cinema, or at least they can be. Like, there's a lot of great ones. Like, for example, I would have nominated Avengers Endgame for Best Picture, or Spider-Man No Way Home, or I don't know, you get what I mean. Like, I think these movies are great. I feel like they do a lot of good in this film atmosphere, unlike what Martin Scorsese says, because I feel like any movie's success is good to the overall success of movies. A lot of indies aren't really making a lot of money now, but if you took away the big blockbusters, no one would go to see those anyway. Your best bet is to, like, have some of these big tentpole films out there, so that people can go to them and say, wow, I really had a great time. I want to see another movie. And then they maybe go and give one of these other films a chance. So I'm not like one of these people that's like, comic book movies aren't cinema. It's just a dumb debate to have. It's just like, you can have a preference whether or not you like these movies or not. Like, that's fine. But it's like, don't trash them just because of the genre. But at the same time, you know, this whole thing, that's not honoring genre films, it's gatekeeping them. It is saying, we don't want you to be nominated in Best Picture. We don't want you in Best Picture. We want you to have this other category to yourselves. Now, there is some debate as to whether or not Best Animated Feature is that, but I don't know, because I would argue that animation really is a unique kind of medium. Like, you can't just casually waltz in from live action to animation and expect to know what you're doing. Like, no, animation truly is a craft in of its own. Now, this isn't to say that animated films should be excluded from Best Picture. I mean, ever since they implemented the Best Animated Feature category at the Oscars, there still were a couple that got nominated in Best Picture, Up and Toy Story 3. And fun fact, even documentaries are not ineligible from Best Picture. They can be nominated for Best Picture. It's just that it hasn't happened yet. And plus, even though there is a Best International Feature category at the Oscars, that still hasn't stopped quite a few of them actually from getting nominated for Best Picture, and even one of them winning. I think if it currently was the way it always had been for a while with Best Animated Feature, where it's specifically the animation branch nominates these movies, like people who know animation through thick and thin, then yeah, I feel like there is a legitimacy to the Best Animated Feature category. This is just completely different. Just Best Popular Film? It's such a dumb move. But especially here with the Golden Globes and Best Cinematic and Box Office Achievement, it's just like, what? You get a Golden Globe because you made money? And the worst part about this is that the Golden Globes are probably going to go through with this. Like, this isn't going to be a case where, like, the Oscars tried to do it, but everyone just, like, threw so much shit at them, where it's like, nope, you know what, we're dropping this. It's not worth the effort. The Golden Globes are absolutely going to do this. The fact that there's 8 nominees, like, you don't even have 8 nominees in Best Motion Picture Drama, or Best Picture Musical or Comedy. And, according to Best Picture, the following films would be eligible in this category: Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, Barbie, Creed 3, Elemental, Fast X, The Flash, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, John Wick Chapter 4, The Little Mermaid, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, Scream 6, Sound of Freedom, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, and Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I swear to God, if Sound of Freedom gets in, I'm gonna jump out of a window. This is like, what is this? Honest to God, what is this? It's just such a desperate move. And apparently the Golden Globes still do not have a television broadcaster for next year's ceremony. So this is probably why they're doing this. Now, granted, there are still some movies that have yet to come out, like Killers of the Flower Moon and The Marvels. But again, it's just like, why are we doing this? Why? It's only a participation trophy. This doesn't mean anything. It's just an MTV Movie Award. Or should I say the MTV Movie and TV Awards. The Golden Globes, now more than ever, are just grasping for straws. Like, they really are leaning into the whole celebrity thing. This whole thing is just embarrassing. Granted, you're probably wondering, why are you even talking about the Golden Globes? Like, they've always been corrupt. Yes, they have. But the thing is, it's like, they are a precursor. Whether or not they are a good precursor or not, like, they are considered an important award show by the industry. Like, they are, like, for example, La La Land won 7 Golden Globes. It won every Golden Globe it was nominated for, and that was a pretty strong indicator that it was going to be a huge Best Picture juggernaut at the Oscars. And hopefully me complaining about the Golden Globes just gets me more views. Now I pass the question off to you. What do you think of the Golden Globes introducing new categories for stand-up comedy and cinematic and box office achievement? Thank you so much for watching, and consider hitting that subscribe button, because if you don't, Sound of Freedom just might win this Golden Globe for cinematic and box office achievement.